Game because it's starting as we speak, and I don't have a map intro for this anyways. Welcome back, game number 2 of the Legacy of the Alima League. Now, I had actually forgotten about this, and I need to announce it so everyone's fully aware we have it on record. I've stated before, we're going to be giving $100 every week for the prize pool for these Alima Leagues, the Sunday Legacy of the Void editions. We actually had an anonymous, well, I know who he is, but he asked to remain anonymous donor, give us another $100 to put specifically towards a monthly final. So $200 isn't like a crazy monthly finals, but again, this comes out of the kindness of our hearts and this fine gentleman. So each of these weeks, I think it's the prize pool is somewhat low because we split, like on the Alima League, I think it's like $50 for first place, 30 for second, 10 for fourth, etc., etc. But one of the big things is that we're also going to be handing out points so that each of these players can make it to the monthly final. So Rhett playing now, even if he loses and gets knocked out in the round semifinals, or maybe he turns it around to Kelazur, they're still going to get points to come back at the end of the month for one bigger Alima League, which will be pretty darn cool. So big shout out to anyone who is, well, I know who it is, but he wants to be anonymous, which the guy. There we go, nailed it! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the semifinals. We're in game number 2, spawning in the bottom left corner of the map. Hey, it's gonna be Kelazur.
In the top right, as the red Zerg, it's Liquid Red.
And we have a question in chat, Mirror1989 asking, why does Rifkin always comment on the size of the ad break when they're almost always the exact same size? Because I like to let people know what's coming on. Maybe you've never been to the stream before, and they're like, oh, they're playing ads, how long is this going to be? You know, I like to let people know what's going on, because the thing with ads, guys, we try to be responsible with them, right? It's the least we can do. But, okay, so Rhett last game didn't go so well. Started off great, ended up poorly. He mentioned in the lobby he'd take HOTS any day of the week, so I guess still not accustomed to what's good versus what's bad, but he's not the only one. The majority of people playing Legacy of the Void right now don't really know what's good versus what's bad. There's a lot of kind of just head smashing, no build order, build whatever you can that looks cool, and I think that's my favorite part. I remember Heart of the Swarm was like this too. I wasn't lucky enough to have a beta key when Heart of the Swarm went initially into beta, but from the streamers, from the casts, it was always these really scrappy, horrible games that we look back on now and go like, wow, how dumb were we back then, right? But it's, you know, we're in the thick of it. The brand new cool timings and all these things haven't been developed yet, and we get to see how bad players can be, and that's not a bad thing.
Well, it's a bad thing. Literally.
Okay, well, I was going to segue that before you kind of Debbie Downered it to some folks on Twitter like Arknog saying, you know, 91 Crank handed me my ass earlier this week. Isn't like this is the time when losing is the best? I don't know. It's just I like it. I love the chaos. I love the unrefinedness of it all. That's just me, I guess.
Well, let's see if Rhett takes my suggestion. I was influencing the players.
Oh, what was the influence?
I told him just to play regular HOT since he wanted to do it so bad, but get to Ultraless Crackling.
Oh, man. So, I don't know if he'll actually do that. That would be sick. If you guys... Oh, man. We've talked about it a little bit today, but if we actually see him rush out that Hive, we'll definitely go into how great Ultra Zenlings are now versus... I mean, you don't... Banelings are still good. You know, they help wipe out the bio. But the Ultras are just better. The Zerglings are just better.
Yeah, everything got a lot cooler for Zerg. Can't say much the same. Tank drop's kind of cool, but still. Can't say much the same for everyone else. I mean, literally every single stage. They got Ravagers for 1.75 tier tech. They got Lurkers. And then for their ultra late game, they have better Ultras and better Lings. Broodlords didn't really get a buff, but no one cares about Broodlords.
So, before we get too far into it, I just remembered, I have to make my top hat tonight. Shoot. I was planning to stream some of this afterwards, but I'm going to have to take some time out to actually go build the thing.
Yeah. I'm apparently playing an Archon show match tomorrow. So, I showed my skills, and Wait, no.
Oh, you're doing it without me?
No, I asked you, and you never responded. And I forgot to ask you again before the cast today.
So who are you cheating on me with?
Some pro gamer.
I don't want to know! Don't tell me! It'll be too painful.
Some pro gamer.
Whatever, more like pro lamer.
Wow!
We do have the Spire coming out. Red's got about 4 queens to hold this frontal position. I kind of think it'll be okay for the opening this time. I really like the faster Spire for sure. A lot of Zerg players are opening 2 base mutas right now anyways versus Terran because of the Cyclone, but this should hold against the initial push. The problem is, how much does he get dedicated to this, and will he actually go on to what you had maybe suggested of just getting quicker ultras and lings?
I would really love it if he tried to do it. I mean, so far it's working out, I think, a lot better than if he had tried to do another Ravager Rush or Roach Rush. I think everything would just be really, like, yeah, like you said, like, just, like, bash your head against the wall, like, never knowing what exactly you're doing because the build order's so effed up. But here, he knows exactly what to do against Hellbat pushes from Heart of the Swarm. Like, you can calmly rationalize how to defeat this with Queens and Lings.
Yeah, I mean, the Spine Claw ate all the transfuses, but also helped take out a lot of the Hellbats. Now, the Queens aren't quite spread, and I do kind of wish he had actually focused the Banshee rather than the Hellbats during the initial attack, but, I mean, what's going to get through this won't be much, and these Lings should be able to clean it up. But that Queen needs to get one more shot on the Banshee, for realsies.
Oh god, no. No.
Okay, yeah, don't pull drones into Hellbats. That's a good thing to know about.
Okay, so he does clean it up, but he definitely could have done a lot better. Did you see the fire just come down from above from nowhere? I thought there was a Ravager. Holy shit.
No, I did not, actually.
Oh, okay, the graphics are cool. So anyways, got the Mutas now on the way, so this, it's gonna take a while to clean up, I suppose. It's only 3 Mutas, but he's replacing those Queens. He's still on an okay-ish drone count.
Well, Kelazur loses that fight. Same I expect you to lose with whoever you're playing with.
You could have been the other team, you know.
I legit don't remember getting a message for you about this.
It was gonna be 2 casters with 2 pro gamers. See who was gonna win.
Okay. Obviously some casters, because we have more game knowledge, right?
No, it was gonna be like 1 pro gamer, 1 caster versus 1.
Oh, well, I was making a dumb joke either way, so
Yeah, I know.
it doesn't entirely matter. The Mutas are on the other side of the map, and looks like they'll catch a couple of the SCVs. I love the harass of the Mutas, by the way. I mean, regardless of what is OP or not right now, one thing hasn't changed where the Mutas are actually still pretty good at just being mobile. It's hard to catch them. Even the Cyclones can't quite keep up with them.
Couple more Mutas on the way. It's the last Muta mine. Very nice. We also had a couple more drones going up to 67, and it's expanding. This map is really odd as the Vikings that go down here. That's kind of big, but the expansion is really odd because honestly, you might have wanted to tour down the back rocks and taken the one to the left, not the right.
Maybe. We'll see how bad this comes to the effects. I mean, if the logic is that he's continuing to harass, he should be able to get away with the base, right? In fact, he's going to go really greedy and take another base on top of this. One thing I've actually not seen yet through my own play or watching any streamers, I've still not seen anybody even go for these gold bases in the middle.
Tempo tried.
Yeah, Tempo tried and failed. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. No one's really taking the gold bases in the middle.
What? Don't scout that. Don't scout that. It's in the middle of the map.
Just shh.
Okay, the Banshee's gonna find this one. Definitely wasn't expecting to see that. I'm guessing, and we'll just leave it because it deserves to live. Okay, Banshee. Okay.
Well, I mean, Ling's on the way, battling speed coming out. I like the 1-1. I definitely think melee is the way to go. Even though lurkers are pretty darn cool. Oh my god, there's a battlecruiser construction thing here?
Oh!
I had no idea. That looks so cool. Anyway, sorry, ADD. I do like the idea of the melee tech, though. Lurkers have increased the capabilities. Swarm hosts are so ridiculously gross now. Ranged weapons could work, but I can't stress this enough. Until you've actually used cracklings and 7 armor ultras, you don't know Zerg.
Mm-hmm. It'd be cool if that battlecruiser just suddenly, like, completed and came out as a third party. That'd be cool.
Just like neutral battle cruisers.
Yeah, exactly. This drop's gonna be cleaned up, but honestly, this was a very risky base to take. I mean, I honestly taking the one up to the far left would have been like sneakier and less likely to be dropped, just because Kelazur would know it was there.
Yeah,
like that's not his attack path for the most part.
I love the creep spread at ret too. Oh my jeez. Problem is though, all this creep spread goes to the part of the map he already sees. So this medevac gets across the entire map unscouted.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward, but it is looking very much like a Heart of the Swarm game until those ultras and cracklings will come out. And in fact, you know, if this goes on for a while and if Ret really does get a lot of control here, I would love to see him add in new units after that, you know, now that he's actually got a solid foundation for the wise wisdom of Zombie Grub.
Drone transfer a little bit messy. Hive Tech is coming up, but those Lings, they're still just regular old Lings as we know them until they've got those Adrenal Gland upgrades. Adrenal Gland is just ridiculous, but these Baneleys and the Mutas should be able to hold this position. Give Red that little bit of extra time, maybe, just maybe. The Baneleys don't quite catch all the Marines, but most of them were cleaned up by the Link, so maybe the Mutas can hold. Maybe is a big word here. One of my shot comes out of nowhere. Hits him straight in the ass. Mutas are dissipating, but the thing is, he doesn't really need Mutas going to the late game as badly. In fact, I wouldn't even remake these 4 he's going for right now. Everything is now him approaching Hive Tech, and he's got to be thinking about those Ultras. He's got to be thinking about the gas necessary for Adrenal Glands. It's all so expensive moving forward.
I don't. He's down by 30 supply now. This is a very difficult situation or base to take because there's no creep spread over here. This is what makes this map so odd. The bases are kind of far away, and that really screws up the Zerg. Can't get the Queen over there fast enough.
Oh, those Baneleys are going to hatch, but can they hold? Red's down in supply. He might be better off just sacrificing this base, as weird as that is. I mean, Adrenal Glands is coming out soon, but not here just yet. Good Baneley hits start going off the top of the Widow Mines. Clears out a lot of the Marines, but there's not enough Mutalisks to hold this.
Damn, that was one of the situations where... Actually, never mind. So there's some Marines hidden by the medevacs. All the Mutas do go down. It's too bad. I think if he had seen the power of Cracklings, he'd know, like, you know, that I'm just not BSing him.
I think he's almost there, though. I mean, it's a little bit longer. He's still got a decent economy. He's not fully mined out yet. I mean, if he cleans up this army, and you guys have no idea how, like, we're not exaggerating how good Adrenal Glands are. They could tear him by a 40% attack speed is ridiculous.
Yeah, if it was 40 to 50 supply, I'd be like, sure, but it's 70 supply.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Really quite unfortunate, but taking up a little too quickly, it seems. I also think it is a big part of this map being the way it is was not good for Zerg.
Didn't even get Adrenal Glands to finish. Womp womp. Alright. Game number 2 goes to Kelazur, and Ret will sadly fall out of the tournament. But again, and I was stressed, I do hope to see him come back for more in the future, because just by getting to the semifinals, he gets about $10. He gets a couple of Alima League points.